Hypertension is a disease that quite often is related to stress, either acute or chronic. There's a genetic component. Sometimes we find that the son has hypertension, the father died at age 45 or 50 of a stroke or heart attack. The son comes in, and we have the records that show that his blood pressure at age 25 to 30 is elevated. What's an elevated blood pressure? Anything over 130 or 80 is too high. In young people, the better. There's a few things learned from high-powered cardiologists. They say, how do you conquer heart disease and blood pressure? You have to keep in mind the 3 Ps. This famous cardiologist that lectured to all of us doctors once said you have to have in your life one of the 3 Ps. People, plants, or pets. If you're around people and have a friendship with various people and a communicating daily with these people, you can help reduce the onset of hypertension. If you're a gardener and are working with plants outside, it reduces stress and allows you to have conquering early onset hypertension. And of course, you have pets. Everyone should know by now that dogs and cats can help you with hypertension. Some causes are genetic, and about 20% of them is genetically related, must be treated early on in order to keep a person. He died of a stroke related to chronic hypertension because his doctor at that time, at least a year before he died, did not treat his hypertension and told FDR, this very famous Second World War president, look, it's okay to have high blood pressure. It gets blood to your brain and you can think better. Extremely, completely wrong. Hypertension causes Alzheimer's. Hypertension causes heart attack. Hypertension causes stroke. How do you keep from having hypertension? FDR was a smoker. He was sedentary. And he died at age 67, where our life expectancy for educated men should be at least 85. The most clarity of thinking is between 75 years of age and 85 years of age. The clarity of thinking, though, can only occur if you don't smoke, you have a vegetarian type diet, you reduce stress, and you get exercise. So FDR had all the components of a stroke and death at age 67. He was sedentary in a wheelchair, he smoked, and he liked to drink. Drinking, one drink a day for people over 30, 35 is probably helps prevent heart attack. More than that, 2 drinks a day causes problems with the liver, the heart, and the brain. So if we're looking at lifestyle for hypertension, it is the same for preventing obesity, and heart disease, and diabetes. Basically, learning to relax around friends and family, exercising like a brisk walk daily, even walking briskly for 2 or 3 blocks a day, 7 days a week, can prevent early heart attack or stroke. You don't need to go work out in the gym and wear yourself down. You need to be reasonable in your exercise, depending upon your heart health and other factors. One of the things I forgot to mention is that obesity is the leading cause of degenerative disease in the knees, and a leading cause of requiring knee replacements is obesity. But obesity, diabetes, lack of exercise, improper diet, all of these are causes of heart disease and stroke, because the blood vessels from hypertension are damaged. And think of it like this: if my blood vessel is receiving this type of propulsion through the system, that blood vessel can last for 100 years. If that blood vessel is getting this kind of thumping because our heart has to pump hard and we're under stress and we're obese, and that blood vessel and heart and brain will last for maybe 50 or 60 years. So it's simple physics as to why we age. We age if we have hypertension, we age. If we have obesity, we age prematurely. If we're a smoker, we age prematurely. If we eat too many fatty foods, we age prematurely. Too much sugar in our diet, we age prematurely. Too much meat and eggs and milk in our diet, we age prematurely. Lack of exercise, we age prematurely. Now, interesting, a lot of people say, I had a friend who ate a steak every day and he's still 95 years old. Yes, but think about it. What did that friend look like? It was probably a skinny old guy or a skinny lady who exercised and got out and did things and moved their body. So there's an equilibrium. We can't say that any one thing is going to give us good health, because one thing may offset another. The farmer who's working hard from 4 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night taking care of his cows, he can have milk, meat, and eggs in his diet and live to be 85 or 90, because the exercise offsets the issues of cholesterol and hardening the arteries. Now let me talk a little bit about hypertension and hardening the arteries. Hypertension causes hardening of the arteries. Hypertension causes a breakdown of the arterial wall. Hypertension causes early stroke, early heart attack, as I mentioned in FDR. But it's important to recognize that the meat itself, red meat, is high in tyrosine and tyramine, which damages the arterial wall. So we say, well, I only eat lean red meat. Doesn't help. It's the meat that causes the damage. That's why you want to have the smallest thing on your plate should be the meat. It's okay to have meat, but you overdo it, you're going to die early. Now, one more thing. Since meat releases tyrosine and tyramine, the same thing can be said about cheese. Most of the literature in homeopathic medicine or holistic medicine shows that cheese is addictive because it's high in tyrosine and tyramine. It's also a cause of heart disease if not taken in the right proportion. If we have a balanced diet with plenty of fruit and veggies and some meat and cheese and milk and 3 eggs a week, we'll do okay. It's when you're having 2 eggs a day that you're going to be in trouble. When I was in medical school my first year, a young man came in who was 28 years old. He had had a stroke. And when I was assigned to his case, I asked him what he ate. He said eggs. He could barely speak, but he slurred eggs. I said, why? What else do you eat? He said, eggs. I said, why do you eat eggs? I work for a farmer. He gives me he pays me in eggs, so I get to eat all the eggs I want. And he'd had a stroke. His cholesterol was 4,000. Recent literature shows that 1 egg is equal to 5 cigarettes a day. So eating 3 eggs a week has been recommended by the American Heart Association. More than that, probably not healthy. So think about that. Best breakfast in the world: an egg white veggie omelet with fruit, some toast, light butter, and a little jelly. That will set you up. Remember, eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, supper like a pauper. And for women, queen, princess, pauper. Don't eat a heavy meal at night. You're not using that energy. You're using the energy during the day, so eat a good breakfast in the morning. Your arteries will stay healthy if you learn to relax. If you can't relax, talk to your doctor. Various various types of meditation and yoga help you to learn to relax. But hypertension is related use FDR as an example. Chronic stress, probably lots of meat and eggs, cigarette smoking. So his arteries were shot by the time he was 67.